Hi everybody, welcome back to Organized Joy. We're in the month of May, and this month all our episodes are around bringing joy into your life. Now, as I've said, that's not just me. The last episode we did was a little bit about me, but today I'm going to talk a lot about how I bring joy into my life, and the next episode is going to be how I propose you bring joy into your life. But hopefully some of the things that I do that I'm going to share with you today will help you a little bit. I really believe in bringing joy into your life. If you do, you are happier, and you are the only one who can do that. It's all your choice, and it's what you do each day and how you start each day that matters. Now, in the last video I showed you my office at home, so I thought I'd quickly pop in a little snippet. We'll do a little time lapse of my office at work. I had said to you my offices were a space that I enjoy working in and enjoy being in, and I thought I'd quickly show it to you. Okay, so how do I bring joy into my life every single day so that I make my life better and I make it what I want? There are various things that I do. The first thing that I do every single day, or every single weekday should I say, is exercise. I wake up really early, usually at about 4:45, and I go to gym. It has to be really good reason why I don't go, and generally that's only if I'm really exhausted. And how many times have I said really? I always listen to my body. If my body is exhausted, I won't go. It doesn't often happen, but if I am tired, I will stay at home. I just go with how I feel. Now, I go to Body 20 once or twice a week, which is electromuscular training. EMS training. Electromuscular stimulation training. So they put all these wires on you, and you train for 20 minutes, and they say it's the equivalent of 4 hours of weight training in the gym. So I do that twice a week, and then on the other days I do my cardio. I love my exercise. It makes me happy. They say it's those endorphins that run wild in your body afterwards, which I'm sure that is a large part of it, but I just know that I feel happy afterwards. I feel good for the day, and I'm set for the day. The last 2 days, actually this week, I haven't been to gym. I haven't been feeling 100%. I've been feeling a little bit like I might get some flu, so I just rested for the 2 days. And it's funny how your day is different. You just feel slightly more sluggish, and that's what I really enjoy about my exercise. It brings joy into my life because it keeps me sane, is what I say. It also allows me to eat what I want on the weekend, I suppose. And I don't do a lot of exercise on the weekend. I try to keep it more chill time. Then first thing in the morning is really time for me. So more often than not, I wake up before the alarm goes off. I think it's just my body clock wakes up, and I know. And or what generally happens is Julie will jump into the bed about 5 minutes before my alarm goes off and wants to come and snuggle for a little bit. So in that time before the alarm goes off, I just spend time alone and think about everything I'm grateful for, and I think about what the day is, and I try and do a couple of my affirmations. I just try to set the tone for the day, because I really believe that if you're grateful, you start your day happy, and you can't be angry, upset, frustrated or whatever when you're happy. And happiness comes from being happy with the things you have in your life. I then jump into the car to go to gym, and I don't have anything like playing radio or music or anything, and in the car I really knuckle down to my 3 things that I'm grateful for that day, and I add that to my gratitude journal later on in the morning, but I have to get to 3 things, and I also do the rest of my affirmations. On the way home from gym, I generally think about my day and what I want to achieve. But while I'm at the gym, that's also time for me. And I either watch something on YouTube or I listen to a book on Audible. And that's just time for me to be inspired. I use the things that I watch on YouTube or the books that I'm reading to develop myself and grow. The next thing that brings joy into my life is reading. Now, I used to read a lot, but I stopped 9 years ago about. But I used to read fiction books because the thought of reading a motivational book was just so boring to me. I would get into it and you don't read in the tone that the author had intended. You can't really hear what they're trying to emphasize or not. And I just used to get terribly bored. So I never finished one. So I'd read a lot of fantasy books and what have you. But about 9 years ago, I stopped for some reason. And then I think towards the end of last year, I found Audible. And it's literally changed my life. You can download all your books via Amazon. And in the last 8 weeks alone, I think I've read about 9 or listened to about 9 books. All motivational books, surprisingly, because most of these women that I listen to who have written most incredible books on being fearless and managing people and confidence and that kind of thing, they often read their own books. So you really get to hear what they're talking about. You hear enunciations and passion, and I don't get bored at all. So I do a lot of that at the gym, but I spend a lot of time in my car traveling to clients and what have you, and instead of listening to the radio, which is I just don't do that anymore, I listen to my books. I put it on and put the volume up and I listen to my books while I'm driving around. It's just my best. I can't encourage people more to go download Audible, and the first book that you download is free, so go and try it out. It really is, it's like life-changing. The next thing that brings joy to you is to relax. Now, how do you do that in a really busy day, right? So I have 2 things, but since I got my iWatch, they have this thing, Breathe, on it, and you literally can set it for the day, and it tells you how many, or you can pick how many times you want to breathe, and it reminds you, or you can do it, you can just choose to do it, and it regulates your pace of your breath, and you have to breathe in and out and in and out over a certain amount of time, and it just relaxes you. And it's amazing how your heart rate can change. So if I'm in a situation and I suddenly realize I need to slow down, take a breath, I set it to go, and changing your heart rate changes everything, right? The panic goes away, you feel a bit calmer, and you know you can carry on. And then there's an app on my phone that I use quite a lot of. It's called Breathe, and it asks you to set your tone and your mood and what have you. Sorry, my computer's going off there. It asks you to set your tone and your mood and where you're at on the day, and then it suggests some meditation for you. And it's not hectic, it's like 5-minute things and 2-minute things, and I just find that when I need it, it clears my head and lets me start again almost, which is often what we need. You know, we get so bogged down with where we're at and what we're doing, and panic sets in, and then it just grows as the hours move on. So to just stop, take a breath, like they say, can change everything. Then the next thing that brings joy to my life are my 3 munchkins. People would say the same, I'm sure, about their children. But I just love spending time with them. I get home from work, I can't wait to meet them at the door. They hear me coming, and they're there, and they're just so happy to see you. And like I said, the same can be said for your children, I'm sure. Especially when they're little, when they still think you're the bomb. When they get older, maybe they're not as eager to see you, but they love you, and the reward of them is just incredible. So in the mornings when I get home from gym, I leave my phone that I've been listening to my book on in the car. I don't bring it into the house. I only see it again when I leave for work. And it's great because in that time I just spend time with my dogs, and it's special time. I'm not like half listening, half doing, half this, half that because you're on your phone. I make that time my time with them. And it's just amazing. And I'm sure you could do the same with your kids. Set some time where you leave your phone somewhere and it's on silent so you can't hear it beeping and ringing, and you just enjoy your time with them and be present. Being present in a situation is it's a very hard task these days with how much we are connected to things, but being present really anchors you down, and it's amazing how you feel afterwards. So that's pretty much my morning, which is a lot of the me time. I then get to work and everything goes nuts. Chaos sets in and there's meetings and clients and coaching and all kinds of things happen, and it's hard for me to find me time, obviously. And then when I get home and I've met my little munchkins at the door, I spend my time cooking. I love cooking dinner every night, and it's me time. Andy comes and joins me in the kitchen and we talk about our days, and again I just leave my phone, I don't touch it, and it's just lovely. So if Andy's not in the kitchen with me or has gone back to the lounge to watch some of his sport, I just love being there, present, cooking, and it just relaxes me after a very tough day generally. So that's my time as well. Then two other things that I really make sure I make time for, and they are me time and they bring me joy, is I love spending time with family and friends. I don't do it a lot, but when I do it, I do special time and I make sure I'm there and I make sure I'm present. And I also love my pampering. So my two favorite places are Toast & Co and Flutterlash, and that's my time. I go for my nails, I go for my lashes, and I just love it. And then a very, very big part of bringing joy into your life is personal development and growing. And I'm lucky enough to say I have 3 coaches in my life, and I have so much respect for them, and they have been instrumental in my career plan and my growth plans. So the first one is a lady named Irit. I met her in 2005. I used to, at that point, I was in such a mess. I saw her every 3 weeks. And she helped me start work on myself, and she is just the most incredible woman. I now only see her probably once every 2 months, but she keeps me grounded, and she reminds me to go back to my true self and who I am and what I am, and I just absolutely love her. The second lady is Alison. I met her at BBDO University in 2009, and I was lucky enough to catch up and meet up with her and spend time with her again last year. And she has now afforded me an hour of her time every now and again, where I can bounce off all my career decisions with her, and I'm just so happy, and I love my time with her. She is the one who got me to embrace the grey, and I'm so lucky. And then last but not least is Kerry. Kerry I met at BBDO, and she doesn't work here anymore, but we were both coaches in our personal lives and our side hustles, and we just became quite close. And we decided this year that we were going to coach each other, and just so that we have someone to talk to, really. And I think that's what's really important, is having someone you can talk to. I talk to each of them about different things, and they're all there for different reasons in my life. And I believe you have different people for different things. Sometimes you have to go out and find that one person that can coach you to work out where you're going next, especially in work and careers. And that's what I love, being a leadership coach for women. And it's an incredible place to be as a coach, to see the transformation happening. But if it is something that you're looking for, that is something that it's something that you need to start. Find the right person and almost interview a few if you want. But it's so rewarding. If you're prepared to put the work in, you will see a transformation. If you know where you're at right now and where you want to be, and the things you want, or the plan you have for yourself, or the place you want to get to from a career or a personal point of view, if you know that and you're just struggling with how to get there, a coach is the right person for you. So I encourage you to go and find one for yourself, because that can bring you so much joy. Once you know exactly where you're at, where you're going, what you want out of life, and someone who can guide you and just gently push you in the right direction, or make you aware of a few things, make you understand why you do something, help you map out how to get somewhere when you feel completely overwhelmed. It's an incredible place to be, and it's an incredible journey. I've thoroughly enjoyed mine over the last many years, and that's what's driven me to be a coach as well. Watching it from the other side is just as rewarding, I promise you. The right kind of coach will always be honest. There won't be someone who agrees with you just for the sake of agreeing. because that's a friend sometimes, and sometimes that's not a very good friend. You want someone who can point out facts to you, not be ugly, but be honest. And that's what you're going to spend the money paying them for, is to guide you in the right direction, because they don't let you default into an excuse. And that's the blessing of a coach. That's what a good coach can do for you. Now, I write my own blog. I try and get to it every week at least, and I'm going to link it below for you so that you can go and have a look at it, and maybe you want to subscribe to learn some of the lessons that I share every week. And then I thought I'd share also below, they're all linked below, are 5 blogs that I follow at the moment, just to give me some inspiration. And I find that my blogs that I follow change all the time, depending on where I'm at or what I've found. And yeah, I just thoroughly enjoy reading them. But I keep myself to 5, because once you get over 5, it's too many and you'll never read any of them. So try and pick your 5 and change them. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. So my 5 are, I am currently subscribed to Entrepreneur Weekly. They just give such lovely tips if you're an entrepreneur or entrepreneurial thinking, leadership thinking, and I enjoy it. It's full of great content. Oh, it's getting very bright. The sun is starting to come in here. Let me just, give me 1 second. I just want to put the blind down. Right, now we may be a little bit dark, but it's not long to go now. Then I also subscribe to the Champagne Diet. It's a lady, Cara. It's really great. She does such great content. I'm also subscribed at the moment to Gabby Bernstein. She is about making you happy every day, doing anything and everything you can to be happy. Then I have just found a new lady called Susanna Saramento. She's on Facebook, and she is just great. I had the opportunity of being in touch with her through my Crown for Success course that I was doing, and I'm thoroughly enjoying her coaching on being free, financial freedom, emotional freedom. She's such a lovely lady. She's based in the Gold Coast in Australia, and yeah, she just got an incredible energy. And then the last one that I am always on is Lydia Elise Millen. She was one of the first YouTubers that I found when I wanted to start this channel, and I read her blog all the time. I really enjoy it. She's always got great content. I've fallen in love with her and her family. Yeah, so all of those are linked below for you, plus all the things that I have featured and spoken about here. I've linked for you below so you can find them all. It would be really nice for you to comment in the comments below about something you do that brings joy into your life. And as I said, the next video we're going to do is around some ideas of how you can bring joy into your life, some other ways, and things that I do as well. And yeah, so if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't hit subscribe, please hit subscribe now. It's free. I've had so many people ask me, how much does it cost to subscribe to a YouTube channel? Nothing. So hit subscribe and you'll get all the notifications of when my videos go up. Otherwise, I hope you can find some joyful moments in what I have just shared with you and start bringing some joy into your life.